Good morning, everyone. Students, your IP teacher Tushar Aggarwal is here again with you. I hope all you are fine, doing well, studying well. Now, friends, let me continue with the chapter which we are going through Introduction to the Computer Networks. Now, before discussing further, let us decide what we have to study today, right? Now, what we have to study? We have to study topology today. Now, what we have to study? We have to study topology today, and the types of network we are having. So, two things I am going to teach you today. One is about topology, or we are discussing, and about the network. Now, friend, the first thing is, what is network topology? In general, if I will say, a network topology is the arrangement of networks. As you can see, one arrangement. Now, today we are going to study about the advantages and disadvantages of each, which is very much important from your exam point of view. Now, first, we must study what is a topology, what is the structure of a network, why topology is required. Now, structure of a network, the geometrical arrangement of computers, network devices along with communication channel is known as network topology. It means the way how we are just connecting our resources, our devices via any communication channel, whether it will be guided or unguided, wired or unwired, or wireless, whatever I'm taking along with the network topology. Now, topology can be physical or logical. Yes, topologies can be defined in two ways. First is physical and the other one is logical. Now, logical means that how the information, the particular information flows between various devices or components, and physical means how nodes and cables are to be connected and geared up so that network will be connected. So there are two aspects of a topology: physical topology and logical topology. Now, physical layout of the nodes and cables in the network is termed or categorized under physical topology, and for logical topology, the way the information flows between different components is known as logical topology. Now, we have to study physical topologies. You might have seen in your labs, in your office areas, that computers are connected in one way or the other. Now, based on them, we have to study 6 types of topologies, which are bus topology, star topology, ring topology, mesh topology, tree topology, and hybrid topology. Now, let us start with the first one, which is bus topology. Now, bus topology is just not a bus in which you will travel. It means it is also known as linear topology. Now, what is linear? Where data flows in a straight line. Yes, this is the network. First, I will come to a diagram. This is the network on which various PCs are connected. Now, there are two terms which I want to define you here. One is workstation and the other one is nodes. The workstation or the nodes are the PC connected to the network. Now, these are the computers connected or devices connected to the network on a single wire, I can say. These are known as nodes or workstations. Now, there's a certain difference between nodes and workstations. Workstations are standalone computers, means the individual computer having its own processor, having sharing memory and all. And nodes can be like one CPU or one processor is there and it is serving many things. Now, nodes are connected through a common communication media, like diagram given below. Nodes are connected through a common communication media. This is communication media, or I can say a wire. I have just designed a wire, and on that I have put these computers. Now, what are the advantages? As it looks, it is very easy to install. It is linear in a line. Now, minimal cable length is required because we have to use a single cable on which we have to connect our computers. Now, with advantages always comes their disadvantages. Difficult reconnection. If this node 1 crashes, then all the nodes will be crashed. It means this is just like the LEDs you are using during the festive seasons. If one light get crash, others will also be crashed. That is serial. So it is connected in serial portion. Difficult to find problem as the whole network will crash and it has to be detected that which PC is at fault. Difficult to add new devices, yes. Break stops all transmission of data. As I told you, that any break in the network will stop all the working of the full topology of the network. Now let me come to the next, star topology. Now in star topology, instead of having a linear structure, what we are doing, we are making a central system from the hub or switches. Likewise, as we can see in our labs today, that switches are installed, and from that different nodes are made. When different wires are going on to the different computers or the devices, and they are connected. Same, this is the star topology which we are following today. Now the star topology uses a separate cable for each node or workstation. Means it will be connected, the central point will be connected through each and individual workstation. The cable connects the node to the central device, typically a hub or a switch. Now in yesterday's lesson, we have studied about what are hubs, what are switches. Switches are intelligent hubs. Now in this, a question arises that why star topology is preferred over bus topology. हम लोग स्टार टोपोलॉजी को क्यों प्रेफर करते हैं बस टोपोलॉजी पे? बिकॉज इन it is not over a linear process. It is connected to the central point. If any one of the node crashes, then remember my point, if any one of the node crashes, then all the other nodes start working, data will be saved as the data is complied to the hub switch. Now advantages of a star topology: less expensive than mesh topology. We will discuss mesh topology. Easy to install, easy to configure. If one link fails, the network can still function. Means if any of the node fails, the other network will be working because the other network is connected to switch. Hub. Now main disadvantage is that everything is dependent on the hub. If our hub got crashed, the whole system will get crashed. Right? So this is the star topology. Star topology makes connection with each and individual statement. Now this is in the form of a star. If you can join this, you can form a star. That's why we know as star topology. Now next is ring topology. Now ring means I will take an example of mathematics that first point and the last point should be same. Or first point is connected to the last point. In that each node is connected to its adjacent nodes. Right? Now in ring topology, every computer is connected to the next computer in the ring. Now in ring topology, every computer is connected to the next computer in the ring, and each transmits the signal what it receives from the previous computer. It means if this is node 1, it is transmitting to node 2, then it will receive, then it will pass on to 3, 4 and 5 and then to 1. Now this message flows the ring in one direction. Now it is unidirectional. If it starts like this, then it will be in a single direction. So node 1 will process to node 2, node 2 will process to node 3, node 3 will process to node 4, node 4 will process to node 5. Now the ring topology, the message is passed in the form of tokens, and it is also secure as the data will be opened only on the receiver end where we want to open our data. Now advantages of ring topology: it is very easy to install as we have to connect only one node to the other one via wired or unwired media. Easy to configure, easy to detect a problem, because we can, if the data is not transmitted to this and the node 1 is transmitting to node 2, and if data is not transmitting, then we can say node 2 is at fault and you can check for errors on node 2. But the same which the problem we are having in bus topology is same, that break means the whole system is dead. Now the break means the whole system is dead, means the whole system comes to end. Now next is mesh topology. Now friends, mesh topology को हम इस तरह से समझेंगे कि हमने each individual node is connected to the other individual node. Means there is no central point, means there is no adjacent point, means there is no linear thing. In that each node is connected to the other node directly. As you can see, if I will assume this as the node 1, node 1 is connected to node 2, node 3, node 4, node 5, right? So separate cables are used to connect each node separately to the respective nodes on the network, providing a straight communication path, or we can say direct communication from one to one. Now node 1 can directly communicate with node 2, node 2 can directly communicate with node 1, and vice versa. Now advantages of mesh topology are: avoid traffic since each link carries own data. Now a single link don't have to carry the whole traffic, each link will carry its own data. If one line breaks, the rest of the networks will still be working. Suppose if node 2 crashes, then only this network will be flopped Otherwise, all the networks start transmitting to the other nodes. Right? Easy to detect a problem in the network, as I already told you that if this node is failure, then we can do it. Easy to detect a problem in the network by discovering which device is having problems and examining the links connected to it. Now, disadvantages: a lot of cables are needed. Too many cables means too much cost, right? And it forms a complex number as the number of nodes will increase. Now, tree topology. Now, in tree topology, what I mean is tree are having the roots. So one node is connected to the other. The others are having their own roots. So it is just like a hierarchical structure that your grandfather, father, your uncle, and you, your brothers, your brother, and all that. So in which a central tree topology, in which a central root node is connected to one or more devices that are one level lower in the hierarchy. Means this is the parent node and this is the child. Now for it, this is the parent node, this is the child, and this is the parent. Now you can assume the example of hierarchy as I have given you. So this is the tree structure. Now advantages of a tree topology are: it is scalable, sorry, it is tree. I will make it tree. So it is tree topology. I can write it down tree. There is also tree topology. So friends, there are the examples of tree topology in which we can change the value. I will write tree here. Right. So is it clear now? Now I will again move on to the same thing, the tree topology. This is the topology. Now it is scalable. Yes, it can be scaled. This node is connected to this, and this is connected to the other. Easier fault identification and isolation. Isolation means we can isolate the nodes that this will work independently and this will work independently. Disadvantages of tree topology: maintenance of the network may be an issue when the network spans a great area. If you connect multiple nodes, say a bank. Now, if there are so many nodes that to be connected to parent, and therefore that parent, the root node has to be made in the headquarters. So if the backbone fails, the entire network is crippled. Means if the root has some problem, then the entire network will come to demolish. Now, tree topology is in which a central root node is connected to one or the other nodes that are level lower than in hierarchy. Okay, if it is 1, then it is 2, 3, 4, 5. Advantages: it can be scalable, easier for identification and isolation is possible. Now disadvantages: maintenance of network may be an issue when the network spans a great area. Now if the backbone fails, the entire network is crippled. So let me move to the next one, that is hybrid technology. Now use a combination of any two or more topologies in such a way that the resulting network does not exhibit one of the standard topologies. Means हम लोगों ने क्या किया, सभी जो last time हमने topologies पढ़ी such as star, ring, mesh, tree, all are merged here, but they do not exhibit one of the standard topologies. It means the behavior should be mixed up and behavior of only one topology should not be there. It is known as hybrid. Hybrid means that we have taken certain immigrants and mix them. That is called hybrid. Now use of a combination of two or more topologies in such a way that the resulting network does not exhibit one of the standard topologies is known as hybrid topology. As there we have connected tree with the star topology. Right? Now let us look again at all the network topologies. Now what is a topology? Topology can be divided into physical and logical. Physical layout of the nodes and cables. There are 6 types: bus, star, ring, mesh, tree, and hybrid. In bus topology, a linear structure is there in which all nodes are connected, where we require a minimum cable length, easy to install. Next is your star topology, where a central hub is made, which in turn is connected with the wires to the other nodes. Now the advantages is, as compared to that of bus topology, is if any one of the system crash or nodes crash, then the entire network will not suffer. Now, but the disadvantage is that all the network depends on the hub and more cable length is required. Next is ring topology, in which each node is transferring its data to the other node. Easy to install, easy to configure, and easy to detect a problem. Next is mesh topology. In mesh topology, what we are doing, we are just removing the link proper. Every individual node is connected to the other individual node via wire. If any one of them crashes, it is identifiable. Now, tree topology and hybrid topology. Now, after the topologies, what we are going to discuss is about the computer networks, right? So, what are the various computer networks? What are its type? Now, friends, basically there are 4 types of networks. What we observe, first one is local area network, that is called LAN. Then second, metropolitan area network, which is known as MAN. Wide area network, which is known as WAN. And a special network which we are using at a very large scale today is PAN, personal area network. Now, personal area network means communication between 2 to 3 means your hotspot. Now, I am using through hotspot. If I am just enabling my hotspot, Wi-Fi hotspot, then others are also able to access my network and run the internet over there. So, now what we are going to discuss, we are going to discuss about their advantages, about their disadvantages, about how we can use them. Now, the next is, first, we will discuss about the personal area network. Now, personal network is in short known as PAN. It is spread in the proximity of an individual, means it depends on the individual to individual how they are using their personal area network. It only covers a few meters of area. As example we can take is of Bluetooth or Wi-Fi hotspots. Setting up using guided media, we can use USB cable to run the different things, and we can also use Bluetooth, infrared or Wi-Fi hotspots as unguided media. It is owned, it is controlled, and it is managed by a single individual. It means that the network which is fully controlled, that means by a single person, is known as a personal area network. It is his or her wish that he or she wants to provide the access of the network to one person or not. Wi-Fi hotspot, I am repeating again, is the best example. Now let us look at the example. A network of devices such as your computer, your phones, your MP4 or MP3 players, camera, etc. transferring songs from one cell to another is a PAN of 2 phones. Like friends, I will talk here about share it, easy use or Bluetooth. We are doing transferring, we are transferring movies, we are transferring songs. So what we are doing, we are using personal area network. Now transferring files from a PC to an MP3 player is a PAN between 2. Like I will connect my phone to the laptop or laptop to the phone. It is a kind of personal area network. So in all, we can conclude that personal area network is administered and owned by a single individual. Now moving on to the next. Next is your LAN. LAN stands for local area network. Now local area network. Now LANs are the most frequently used or discussed networks, as everywhere we are seeing our normal life in schools or in some buildings, in offices, at homes we are using LAN. Now it is one of the most common, simplest type of network. It is designed for small geographical areas such as an office, group of buildings, any of different types. Now, the topologies can be used to design LAN, like we are having star topology, ring, bus, tree, mesh, and hybrid. All these topologies can be used to design a network of LAN. Now, characteristics of LAN. Private network means no need of regulatory body. As it is a private network, so we don't need any regulation over it. Operate at relatively high speed. Yes, it operates at a very high speed as it is within a building, a group of buildings or an office. Ethernet or token ring, etc. type media access controls are used. We basically use Ethernet in our daily computing systems. Now connects computers in a single building block of campus. Now before moving on further, I will want to throw some light on the LAN. LAN is used over a small geographical area, say up to 10 kilometers or 1 kilometers, we can say is correct answer. Now, the question comes in exam that there are two buildings within a kilometer area of some office. Administrator wants to connect these. What type of network we will use? We will use NAN. We will collect two LANs and it will be there. So this is used for a small area transmission. Now coming to the advantages and disadvantages. Now advantages of LAN, visual sharing is possible as we can share our printer. Software application sharing, yes, we can use softwares. Easy and cheap communication, right? Centralized data is there, data security is there. We can share our internet with the help of switch or the hubs. Now disadvantages of LAN, it is high setup cost. Yes, there are costly devices, privacy violations, data security threat, LAN maintenance job has to be maintained whether the network is transmitting properly or not, covers a very small or limited geographical area. So repeating advantages are resource sharing, software application sharing, easy and cheap communication, centralized data, data security, internet sharing. Advantages of LAN, high speed, high setup cost, privacy violations, data security threat, LAN maintenance job, covers limited area. Now examples of computer network are a network of a building, school or home. Sometimes a building can contain a few number of LANs, like schools have independent LANs in their computer labs or different blocks of their buildings. Now let me move to the next part. Which is metropolitan area network, known as MAN. This is not human being, friends. This is metropolitan area network. Now it's spread within a city. Means if we have to connect far beyond the composition of LAN, then we will use MAN. It covers a few kilometers to few hundred kilometers of radius. Mention my words, it's not the length, it is the radius. Set up using all types of guided and unguided media, owned and operated by government body over large corporate, such as a network of schools, banks or government offices within a city. A MAN is usually formed by interconnecting a number of LANs and individual computers. Now let us look at the advantages and disadvantages of metropolitan area network. Okay, we were discussing later on metropolitan area network spread within a few kilometers to 100 kilometers. Friends, MAN is used to connect within a city if the city is big, and to connect within the cities if the cities are that much within the 100 kilometers range. It is operated by a government body or a large corporation. Examples, your towers are there, so it is a MAN that is distributing to different now network of schools or banks. Like if my one school is in Delhi, other is in Sonipat, that I can connect both the schools. That is possible through the MAN. Now banks are there, government offices are there. A MAN is usually formed by interconnecting a number of LANs and individual computers. So multiple LANs are connected and individual computers are connected. Next, I want to throw some points on the WAN, wide area network. It is slightly more complex than a single LAN. Okay, a WAN connects computer across a large physical or geographical distances. The internet is most basic example of WAN. It connects from one part of from northern part to the southern part, from eastern part to the western part, connecting all computers together through around the world. So internet can be considered as an example of WAN. Because of WAN's vast reach, it is typically owned and operated by any single person or owner. Like your service providers are there, such as Idea, Vodafone. These all covers through WAN, as they are typically owned by a single person or an owner. So what is a WAN? WAN is the largest network that we can establish over large physical distances, even within the different countries. Internet nowadays is very important, as internet is most basic example of a WAN that connects all computers together around the world. Now let us have a look at the characteristics of WAN. Cover large distances, such as in thousands and hundreds of kilometers, states, countries, continents, right? It will, as I give an example, if you want to connect through internet to US to India, it will be connected. From British to India, it will be connected. From Australia to India, it will be connected. So internet is a very important function, and that comes under the part of WAN. Now communication media like satellite, public telephones and routers are used to establish connections. Now your GPS system, global positioning system, if you want to look for some other country to go by road, which is however is not possible in most of the areas, then you can go for GPS, global positioning system, that is connected to satellite. It will show you that the traffic is much more there, you can go, there is a road or not. Public telephone networks are there. Now examples are a network of ATMs and banks, national government offices, international organizations spread over a country, continent, or covering many continents. If I will take an example of like your mobile phone companies, your computer companies, if I will take an example of Infosys, HCL, all are multinational companies which are having their different setups in different countries, states, cities, continents. So they can easily interact with each other and can share their data. ATM banks, now look, here's a beautiful example of ATM, that there is a standalone machine in the form of an ATM. We just push our cards and transact whatever we want. Now, how could we come to know that our money is withdrawn or this much is done? This is through the central system that connects this ATM over a WAN to various servers which are established in some other areas. Now, advantages of WAN. Long distance business can connect on the one network, means very long distance businesses can be easily done. Share softwares and resources, yes. Message can be sent very quickly to wide range of nodes. Hardware devices can be shared. Look, on WAN we can also share our hardware devices. Now disadvantages, it needs a good setup, as it needs a good firewall to restrict unauthorized or illegal accesses. Now if you are spreading your network just like anything, then you will be getting problems to restrict unauthorized access. Setting up a network can be an expensive, slow and complicated, that is, it will take a lot of time to set up WAN across various countries or various continents. Maintaining a work is a full-time job. Security is a major issue when many different people have the ability to use information. Now maintaining a network is a full-time job. Security is a major issue when many different people have the ability to use information. Now my next point is how you set up, how you decide a location to set a hub or a switch location. This is a very important question, that how can we decide our hub or intelligent hub called switch location. The answer is always switch when we afford it. Okay, because switch is a full duplex, as a hub is half duplex. Now duplex means one-way communication is possible. Once a sender sends a message and receiver can respond, whereas in two-way or switch we can just a duplex method, one can transmit, other can also transmit. Now we start with the answer I have written here. A hub is half duplex and simply acts as a repeater. The resulting packet collisions, even with only two devices, will make it slower than simply using a cable. Now collisions will take place of packets and it will become slower and slower, whereas a switch intelligently direct traffic based on the Ethernet and is fully duplex, means both way transmission is possible, resulting in full speed between any devices on the network at the same time. In general, since hub or switch, any device can be installed when there are more than one computer in a wing or a block. Means hub is also preferred, switch is also preferred, but switch is more preferred at the full duplex. If you can afford it, you can use a switch. It intelligently directs traffic based on the internet. So friends, this is all about today's class. We have started from topologies and moved back to the network. So I hope that you have understood it very well. Now tomorrow we are going to study how we can set up our data, right? So stay tuned, stay alive, stay with me.